Alrighty, Kim, we are back with another episode of Dorm Room Radio Sports.
Back in the studio.
Oh, we are back in the stew with a video in the stew now. Dude, we're out.
YouTube.
We're high
check
up
it.
now.
Check it. What do we think?
Dude, we're professionals now.
Pretty much.
Speaking to the mic, please.
Apologies.
All right, dude. I think we should just get right into this, dude.
All right.
Been waiting to talk sports all weekend. Actually, I'm gonna start off real quick. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge,
Had to do it,
and
had to
I'm
do it.
thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far now.
Those vocals, man.
I know, right? I'm basically Scott Sapp. I did see Creed on Friday. A little bit of an early birthday present. Shout out to my beautiful girlfriend for that one. But yeah, I think that just put me in the man mode. Man mode to talk about sports. Man mode to talk about Creed. What's better?
Yep.
What's better than Creed, football, couple brewskis?
Not much.
Not much, dude.
Not much at all.
But let's turn our journalist caps on for this one and
Yep.
get into the sports analysis over here. We were fortunate enough to be live, boots on the ground, against USF Miami this week.
We were.
How you feeling about that one?
I mean, obviously, not the result we wanted. USF, they got it handed to them.
Yeah.
Pretty flat out. I mean, it wasn't close. The spread, Miami murdered it.
Yeah, Miami came in and gave the Bulls the belt. It was kind of sad
Yep.
to see.
It was. I mean, fun game to go to. The Bulls were in it for a little bit. They had hope for
A quarter
Yeah,
and a
I
half,
mean- Yeah, at half it was still
it was still close, relatively
Yeah.
one-score game.
right.
Offense just fell flat once that. Dude, Miami
Yeah.
dialed up some stuff. That defense, you couldn't get past them.
No,
Oh, my God, dude, does Cam Ward look
bro.
good?
This guy, Heisman, as of now.
As of now, I mean, he's the favorite for a reason, right?
Yeah, I mean, last game, 404 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. And was that pick really on him?
No, we saw that. We saw the pick because it was bobbled up by the receiver. The
Yeah.
receiver caught it, it was in his hands. For some reason, flimsy fingers or butter fingers or flapping hands.
Right.
It was in the air, and the USF linebacker grabbed it. But, other than that, dude, Cam Ward looked unstoppable, in my opinion.
Yeah,
He was the nonchalant jokes are true.
they are. I mean,
Like,
just watching him out there, man, it looks like he doesn't. Like, obviously he cares, but
dude, he's playing in slow motion.
exactly.
He's playing that. I don't remember where it was in the game, but when the USF D line's serious, I'm gonna be honest. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't no tribalism here. The USF D line is serious. We saw it against Bama. They
They
to
got some
Milrow.
dogs up there.
They got to Milrow a lot, and they were getting pressure on Cam Ward. But dude, I mean, like literally drop of the shoulder, just fake one,
Mm-hmm.
dump off the. Looked like Roethlisberger out there with his pump fakes. Remember those days
Yeah.
in Pitt when he's
Oh, yeah,
pumping,
Big
pumping,
Ben.
pumping. Cam Ward was doing the same thing, but it was like 1, 2
Mhm.
nonchalant pumps.
Yeah, I mean, he was unfazed.
Unfazed, dude.
Nothing phases that man.
No.
It's crazy. He keeps it cool no matter what. I'm excited to see when Miami plays. A team that keeps him in it till
Mhm.
the end, a tight, close game, and he's got to come up with a clutch drive. I'm excited to see. If any pressure gets to this
Dude,
man.
I know. I mean, hey, Florida State fans, he could have been yours, but you didn't want to pay him, and you picked DJ Youngale
Ukulele.
instead. That's so sad. But no, Miami, I think we can already possibly count them as, not possibly, I think we should crown them as ACC champs
They should be.
easily. But speaking of the ACC, quick USF note. USF could be leaving the American Athletic Conference.
They could be. ACC would be ideal, but I'm hearing Pac-12.
Pac-12. Pac-12 is making moves. I mean, don't know if I'd love that since Pac-12 is the conference of the West Coast
Mm-hmm.
and Florida team going all the way.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
But ACC,
Yeah.
Get 'em in
Bring
there.
them in.
get them. The Bulls can hold their own in the ACC.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, I mean, that just brings in more recruits, too. You put a South Florida team in the
Power
ACC.
4 conference.
You know how many people are going to want to go there?
Exactly.
Hey, we got the culture. Stay in the Bay. Come to the Bay.
Come to the Bay.
Come to the Bay.
Come to the Bay. But, yeah, I mean, back to the topic of the game.
Mm.
It was a sad one. It was very much a sad one. We were in those stands, and we were cheering. We were cheering hard.
We were.
We were hyped for a bit. We thought we were in it for a while. But
Yeah.
then Miami did what Miami does.
Yeah. Shut it down.
This team looks good. Cam Ward looks amazing.
I mean, it was later in the game. I'm not exactly sure what quarter or what specific time, but I don't know if you remember it when Cam Ward threw that fade route to number 2 in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like a Sunday play. That play's going to be happening on Sundays.
I do remember. You were sitting right next to me and you go, that's going to be happening on Sundays.
Yeah.
And I was like, I completely agree with you.
It's just that, yeah.
I was sad, but I was just there, just oozing. I was pulsing, dude.
Yeah.
I was pulsing over Cam Ward. We were pulsing, stadium pulse.
Stadium pulse.
Stadium pulse was pulsing, but then Cam Ward had me pulsing, dude. He did. He had me pulsing. He looked so dang good.
He did.
And unfortunately, Byron Brown did not look the same, but I watch him and I see Jalen Hurts. So that makes me happy in both good and bad.
He's just field vision.
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets that,
Hey,
he
he's
could be a
only a
legitimate
sophomore now, dude.
quarterback. Exactly. He's still got time.
Senior year, Byron Brown. Bulls sneaking the college football playoffs. I'm calling it now. 2 years. Book it.
Bold take, but I love it. I'm on board.
But since we saw that Cam Ward Heisman performance, do we think as of right now there's anyone challenging him for the Heisman? We know Quinn Ewers is out. Quinn Ewers has been my favorite for the Heisman. I think he's an absolute stud.
I mean, I've been a Milrow for Heisman guy majority of this season. I mean, it's Bama, it's Milrow. They've been here before. I think you can never count them out. But they are in the SEC. I mean, they played Georgia this week. We'll get into that later.
Oh, yeah.
Apologize for the ESPN notifications.
That just shows we're real journalists. The ESPN notification always going off. We're ready.
Exactly.
We're ready. Picking up any information we
us.
can.
We're like that.
We are like that.
But back to the point. We'll get into Bama, Georgia later, this podcast. But SEC has a much tougher schedule. The Hurricanes got Virginia Tech, Cal, Louisville, Florida State.
Florida State. Sorry. They did get a win. They did get a win this week. Shout out Knowles.
Yeah, first of the season. Duke, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, and Syracuse. So they have, at this point, one ranked opponent on their schedule. So, I mean, it's pretty much easy gliding for the rest of the season for Miami. So Cam Ward's just going to keep putting up these numbers.
Yeah, but the question is, do you factor in the toughness of the opponents here?
I think you do, to a degree. I mean, like if Cam Ward's got absurd numbers and Milrow's got good numbers, but Milrow's played tougher opponents, who do you give it to?
Me personally, I think you put the numbers on the board, you put the numbers on the board, you play who you play. But I'm saying if they're similar numbers, both, Cam Ward drops off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Miami, they still got great offensive line, great running back in Damian Martinez.
Yeah.
He drops off a little bit. Those two start to pick up the slack. Well, Jalen Milrow balances back out the numbers. I think you have to give it to Milrow with the tougher opponent in the SEC. SEC bias is real, and SEC bias is a thing for a reason.
I'd agree. Yeah.
And I'm Big Ten boy. That's a real conference out there. Big Ten. Penn State, Ohio State, where real football is played. First football game. Rutgers, baby.
Rutgers.
But the SEC is the most talented conference in college football. So showing them that will be all right. But Heisman top 5. Who do we got here, Cameron?
All right.
Because I already know. I think I got my top 3, top 5 in my head.
As of right now, Cam Ward is at 1.
Okay, we've done that. We've done that.
Plus 450.
Okay.
Ole Miss, Jackson Dart. Oh, no way.
Oh, my God, we got a Rabid fan. Dude, see, we have fans, dude.
We do.
Do have fans.
Love our fans. Ole Miss is Jackson Dart, plus 500, close second. Jalen Milroe is third, plus 700. Nico from Tennessee is in fourth, plus 950. And Dylan Gabriel's in fifth, plus 1,000.
Okay.
Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers, Will Howard, Ashton Jeanty, Travis Hunter, and then it starts to fall off. We'll go for 3 more. Miller Moss, then Drew Alar, and then Arch Manning.
Look at Archie and Drew out rounding that back. Penn State fans love Drew Aller. I've been touted that one of the best Penn State quarterbacks since our boy
Trace McSorley.
Throwing on a dime.
Like y'all didn't even try.
We're not getting into that right now. We're not going to subdue. We're going to make those Penn State fans happy. But I do love me some Trace McSorley. I love me some Trace McSorley. But who would you be your top 5 right now?
I think I want to see. Let me look at Ole Miss's schedule because I feel like they haven't played anyone up to this point. Yeah, they've played Furman, MT, SU, Wake Forest, and Georgia Southern.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of nothing.
Their next 4 games are Kentucky, at South Carolina, at LSU, and home against Oklahoma.
All right, Kentucky's a tough game. South Carolina's a solid game. LSU, solid game. We'll see what happens with Jackson Dart coming up. Dude, he looks like he's a good quarterback. Watch him play, slings the ball.
He's putting up numbers.
And again, you can beat up on the small teams all you want. Sometimes it has to happen. Every team has small teams on the schedule. It will balance out by the end of the year. Looking at him and looking at Cam Ward,
there's a difference.
There is very much a difference.
I'd say Cam Ward's easily my 1. At this point, so if the season ended on Saturday, I'd have Jackson Dart as my 2. But if I'm predicting the future, I don't think he's in there. I think Milroe's my 2. If Quinn Ewers comes back, like next week, he's healthy, he's ready to go, I'd put Quinn Ewers at 3. If not, missing 3 weeks is a lot of time to miss and still win the Heisman.
It's true. It's very true.
So that makes me nervous. But he no doubt has the talent to win it. The way Travis Hunter's been playing, I feel like I got to put him up there. He had the game-winning punch-out on the goal line last week. In overtime for the win. It's as clutch as it gets. And he had, over 100 yards, touchdown on the other side of the ball. Special talent.
What's your number 5? Numero 5, Cam.
I like Nico.
You do?
I do. He had not his greatest game last week, but they got the W over Oklahoma, which is no joke.
So that's your top 5 right there?
I think that's my top 5.
I agree with some of it, but I'm gonna have to disagree with some things.
Yep.
Number 1, I think I'm sticking Cam Ward after seeing that performance in person on Saturday. Boy, he looks good.
He does.
Number 2, though, I have a feeling Quinn Ewers will be back.
All right.
And I've been riding with him since the start of the season. I think Quinn Ewers got it. I think I'll keep him at number 2 now just because he's missed 2 weeks. That's huge in Heisman voting. But Texas very well could have an undefeated season. And I think Quinn Ewers is very much the guy. And I think he's going to come back and be the guy. We saw Arch play pretty good in his first game, but the second game he struggled a little bit. And I think it shows everyone's like, at first it was Arch came in, did the same thing with this Texas team. Quinn Ewers doesn't matter. Texas is just so talented. No.
Those are casual takes.
Casual takes.
Absolute casual takes.
Quinn Ewers is a dog.
Yes.
And then number 3, I'm going to have Milroe. I think he's a great quarterback, but, Bama has so many weapons, dude.
Yeah.
And I think against that performance against USF is going to, if you watch that game, you know that most of his stat line looked good because of
that last 10 minutes in the fourth quarter.
But I know, some of these voters for the Heisman, They'll look back. They'll see the stats and be like, all right.
They won't watch the game tape.
No. And then number 4, hot take. Boise State, Ashton Jeanty.
I respect that. I was a little bit mad I left him out of my list.
Look, I know he's not.
Love that take.
I know he's not a quarterback. I know he's not in a Power 4 conference. But this guy has been unstoppable. Let me pull up the Ashton Jeanty numbers over here, I think he has people know about him now. Like,
oh yeah, his name's out there.
His name's out there. He has momentum. I think having momentum is one of the biggest things in college football when it comes to the Heisman. He puts up a 2,000-yard season. You can't not. He's got 56 carries for 586 yards and 9 touchdowns already on the season. 10.5 yards per carry. Boise State, he's carrying Boise State. They have a freshman quarterback. He's a junior. He's getting it done. And he is blowing his career stats out of the water. If we're going to continue with this. Last season, he had 1,300 yards. I think he's easily blown by that soon. Mm-hmm. He's almost halfway there. So, I mean, dude, he's been an absolute stud. Oregon. Oregon's a real team. Like, Oregon is no
they're
joke.
Legit.
Dylan Gabriel was in the top 5 in the Heisman voting for the odds. 25 carries, 192 yards, 3 touchdowns.
The man is ridiculous.
Okay, like, I get that most of his touchdowns over here have come against Georgia Southern, where he put up 6 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns against Georgia Southern with only 20 carries.
I mean, he's putting up quarterback numbers as a running back.
267 yards. Average 13.4 yards per carry with a 77 long. Dude, he's breaking out runs, dude.
He is.
In 3 games this season, his longest yard runs have been 77, 70, and 68.
Breakaway speed. And he's not like he doesn't look like one of those fast, elusive backs. The man is built.
Defenders are bouncing off him.
Yeah.
When a guy's banging you.
Hey, Chuck.
You want to roll off of him. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're rolling off of him. I mean, last game was against Portland State. 11 carries. 127 yards still, so 11.5 yards per carry. 68 yard was his longest rushing. But no touchdowns. But I think they took him out pretty quickly.
Yeah, don't want him to get hurt against a team like
Portland State.
Right.
But, dude, yeah, I think, like, Jesus, dude, this guy. Let me look at the receiving stats. Do you have receiving stats on here? Yeah, we do. Really doing nothing in the receiving game. He did have 2 receptions for 8 yards against Oregon and 3 receptions for 4 yards against Georgia Southern. So that's all on the ground, dude. Yeah. And also, one thing, he's putting up those numbers, and he's protecting the football. No fumbles yet this season.
That's an underrated category to look at.
Like, as at most as anything, I want my running back to protect the ball.
Yeah.
You could have an amazing game, but you give it up. Boom, great field position for the team. They run down and score. This dude ain't dropping the ball.
No.
He's 25 carries a game, not a fumble against Oregon. And Boise State kept them in it. And he kept Boise State in it.
Boise State is ranked now.
Yeah, 37-34. That was the loss to Oregon. They hit a field goal. They're tying it up because Ashton Jeanty put up 3 tutties.
Yeah.
Just saying. He is my current number 4 in Heisman. And now, number 5, I'm hedging my bets here, actually. We're hedging bets because this might be illegal in the rankings over here, but if Quinn Ewers is out for an extended period of time.
Okay. I'll let it slide.
I am letting Archibald Manning sneak into my top 5. YSL Manning. He's like that. He's got the name, and he's backing it up. I know he didn't have the greatest game last week.
Yeah.
But his debut, that boy looked good.
He did.
That boy looked good. And the Manning name's going to mean something.
Yeah.
So they'll sneak him into the Heisman.
Hey, he had a better first start than Peyton did.
It's very true. That is very true.
Not as good as Eli, but better than Peyton's.
That means something.
It does.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm really high on Ashton Jeanty. I would love to see a Boise State running back
That
win the
would
Heisman.
make my day.
Well, we haven't had a running back win the Heisman since what? Derrick Henry. I think I'm right.
So.
Alabama.
We had a skill position with Devonta Smith,
Yes,
but not a running back.
I'm pretty sure if I'm correct, that it was Derrick Henry. Yep, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Him and Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram. I forgot.
Yeah, Derrick Henry was like what, 2015? 2015, and Mark Ingram was 2009.
Yeah.
And then before that it was Ron Dwayne in 1999.
So those are two Bama guys though, Ingram and Henry.
True, but dude, I love when a non-quarterback wins an MVP or Heisman.
Yeah,
that's what I love to see.
Yeah, really.
It's beautiful.
It's been too many quarterbacks as of late. It's really, especially NFL. The MVP is just a quarterback award. If we're being honest, last year, love Lamar. I'm happy he won MVP. I think he absolutely deserved it. But I personally would have given it to Christian McCaffrey.
I'm totally on board with that too.
Look at him this year. The Niners are 1-2
without him.
That's
the most valuable player.
Exactly.
All right. Now I think we should get in a little bit of predictions for next week in college football.
All right.
With the biggest game of all games.
I'm excited.
Georgia versus Alabama at Alabama. We got
in Tuscaloosa.
Those Georgia Bulldogs are going to come right in there, and they're going to give those Tide boys some trouble. Bear Bryant Stadium. It's gonna be rocking. It's gonna be Saban Field at Bear Bryant Stadium. Now, actually, I'll correct myself. They honored one of the greatest college football all time. I'm gonna stand on that, Nick Saban. But that's gonna be a good game. Okay, what do we got the numbers in this game right now? What are the odds at right now?
So, right now, looks like on every platform, it is Bama is plus 105 about. Georgia is minus 125. It opened up. Come back, bro.
Come back. Come back, route.
It opened up that Georgia was minus 175 and Bama was plus 145. So the odds have shifted in Bama's favor. They're still plus money. In terms of the spread, right now, it is Georgia minus 1.5.
It's going to be a close game according to Vegas.
Some of them are minus 2 for Georgia.
All right, still close game in the Vegas odds.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking here, Cam? Who do you got? You think the Bulldogs are going to come in there and run over the Crimson Tide like the Georgia football team runs over pedestrians?
That's an elite call right there.
I'm just saying. The streets of Athens, Georgia, are a dangerous place if you are.
They need driving practice more than football practice,
dude, really,
to be honest.
Honestly, you can't be giving them boys charges and Hellcats.
No,
Absolutely
not.
Not to run around.
Take it out of the NIL deal.
No,
give them a nice
keep
Subaru.
them because I want more Georgia Bulldogs on the Eagles. Keep letting them get into legal trouble and falling to the birds, please.
Basically, the Philadelphia Bulldogs.
Yeah, we are.
Pretty much.
Go Dogs.
All that said, give me Bama.
You're doing a Pat McAfee.
I'm rolling with the Tide.
All right. Well, I'm not. I'm rolling with the Philadelphia Bulldogs over here because they're getting it done, dude. Carson Beck, he may look like I'm going to be nice to Carson Beck. He does kind of look like the worm from SpongeBob.
He looks like Timmy from South Park.
Hey, Carson. No. But nah, dude, Carson Beck is a dog, dude. He can sling it. He can.
All jokes aside,
he can sling it. That'll be a good QB battle. I think the trenches is where I have it down. Alabama, you can't stand with the Bulldogs line, dude. D-line, O-line are always absolutely phenomenal. Dude, Georgia's getting it done, dude. I'm telling you, Georgia's getting it done, and it's gonna be some fireworks though.
This is gonna be a great game.
It's gonna be
game of the year up to this point.
Or it could be another horrible game. I think it's either this is the most boring game of all time,
Yeah, you might be right.
or it's one of the greatest games of all time.
I could see that. It could be just like a defensive.
Which I'm not mad at, dude. I'll love me some defensive.
We like defensive football over here.
But yeah, dude, this is the biggest game for college football this weekend.
Absolutely.
Biggest game for college football
this year
during the season. Yeah, because I mean, Ohio State Michigan is the best rivalry in college football, in my opinion. But Michigan is not that team this year.
No.
So this is where it's at. SEC, pure SEC right here. It's gonna be beautiful. Who knows? This could be we'll see this rematch in college football playoffs eventually.
Could be.
But now let's leave college football alone this week. We talk about college football enough. I know we're a dorm room radio sports. We love talking about college football.
We do.
But we need to talk about the NFL, dude.
Oh, yeah.
We need to talk about Sam Darnold leading the MVP race.
Man.
The boy went from seeing ghosts to throwing dots. He's got defenders seeing ghosts.
He really does.
Dude, Sam Darnold's legit. The Vikings are legit. Again, we've seen the stat now. 20-0 when winning the turnover battle.
Yeah.
That's insane. And it's not even winning. It's tying the turnover battle. Just not losing. And Sam Darnold ain't turning over the football.
No. I mean, all credit to Darnold, but Brian Flores is doing his thing. He's held opponents to 7 points, 6 points, and 7 points. He hasn't let up double digits yet this season.
Yeah, dude, he's the one with the stat, 20-0 in the turnover battle.
They've played the Texans, the Niners. Who they play week 1?
Week 1.
Giants. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we forgot about it.
Oh, wait, I lied. Oh. They let up 17 points to the Niners. I don't know where I saw 7.
Well, it's okay. It's the Niners, sir.
Still. 17 to the Niners.
Holding the Niners under 20. That's impressive.
Yeah.
They got so much talent on that roster. But, dudes, this is, can we say the Vikings are currently the best team in the NFC? Undefeated?
Statistically, absolutely.
Statistically speaking, they bumped off the best team in the NFC, the Saints. Saints took an L this week.
They did.
Vikings did not. And it's not like the Vikings are paying scrubs, dude. All right.
No. Texans.
Niners. Legit
Giants.
Legit teams over here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just 34-7 against the Texans. I'm still like, that's mind-boggling to me.
Dude, I know. Texans are legit this year,
they
too.
Are.
CJ
they absolutely are.
Balling.
I had him at second in my power rankings going into this week.
Dude, we had one. Nico Williams was the best receiver in the league currently. But,
I mean,
yeah, dude. It is, and they got a big game this week of up north.
Oh,
Green Bay versus Minnesota.
I can't wait for this one. In Green Bay, what's your predictions for this one?
I'm going to say... Jordan Love is coming back, I'm hearing. I'm hearing this might be his first game back.
You think so?
From the grapevine. Could be wrong, but I'm hearing talks of it that J Love is... there's a possibility he's coming back.
There is. I think he could. The question is if they want to wait till he's fully healthy.
But it don't matter. Jordan Love could be there. Malik Willis could be under center for them. It don't matter. Sam Darnold is continuing his race for MVP, and he is putting it on the Green Bay Packers. It's going to be close. Close game.
Absolutely.
I'm actually going to go... What score? I think actually it might be a little bit more of a defensive game, because we've been saying, these high-scoring teams, Saints-Eagles, going to be a high-scoring game. Minnesota's putting up all these points. I think these two are going to hit each other. Jair Alexander got a pick 6 last week.
Packers back, baby.
He did get that last week, so I think he's going to have Sam Darnold seeing some ghosts. But I do think Minnesota gets it done. I'm going to go 21-18 Minnesota. I think Brian Flores is keeping Green Bay under 20 points. So that is my prediction. Within 3-point game over here. And I think Minnesota gets it done and continues being an undefeated team. Could this be Minnesota of 2017? Getting the NFC Championship. Who knows? Will we see another Minneapolis Miracle?
Never knows.
But what's one thing we know is J.J. McCarthy ain't touching the field anytime soon.
I was gonna ask about that. You think what happens next year? JJ's back. He's healthy.
I think Sam Darnold will finish the season and they starting the season. JJ ain't getting his job back.
I'd agree.
JJ over here not JJ. Sam Darnold. JJ's gonna be sitting on the sidelines, which is not the worst thing.
No, especially technically it's gonna be not technically, but it's really gonna be like his rookie year.
Yeah. He hadn't played a snap in the
no.
So it would be his rookie year. He'd be up for a rookie of the year show.
Is that in the NFL too, or is that just the NBA?
I think it's the NFL.
All right.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
I mean,
need people to be able to pull Ben Simmons, 3-time consecutive rookie of the year.
Hey, we're not going to speak that name here. But no, Sam Darnold is looking good. I hope he continues his form. He's waded through a lot of dirt to get to here.
He has dealing with a lot of organizations and rough patches. We'll put it.
Yes, he has. But hopefully this is a good thing for Minnesota. Let's see how J.J. McCarthy develops because he's going to take time to rehab that knee anyway.
Yeah.
So sit him for maybe half the next season.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Darnold declines. You put him in. It's a good problem to have.
It is.
But another good problem to have is Carolina with their QBs over here.
The Red Rocket.
Oh, he's back, baby. Andy Dalton coming in getting 3 TDs this weekend.
Flaming.
And the Carolina Panthers a W. Weren't we just talking about how the Carolina Panthers could go winless this season? And Andy Dalton in his first start comes in and throws some bombs. Stud.
Done.
Red Rocket. They don't call him Red Rocket for nothing. He throws rockets.
300 yards, 3+ touchdowns. First quarterback to do that this year. Andy Dalton. Absurd.
I'm just saying, dude. Your team's ever in a rust patch and you need 8 wins, you call Andy Dalton.
He is the 500 guy.
He is. He really is. He'll get it done. He'll come in. He's saving teams just 1 touchdown at a time.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Rocket is tough. But what does this have to say about Bryce Young now?
Not a good look for him.
Not a good look.
Yeah, definitely not a good look for him. I thought it was impossible in this Panthers offense to put up a stat line like that. Clearly not anymore. This definitely, I didn't have a ton of faith in Bryce Young left.
Me either.
Like, very minimal. This hurt it. This made it worse.
Yeah, it did, dude.
Serviceable backup at best, might I say.
Dude, he has to jump to throw his lineman.
I did see that clip.
He has to jump.
Hey, completed the pass, though.
Dude, he has to do it multiple times. It's not just a one jump pass type thing.
Yeah.
He's 5'10".
It's a little short for an NFL quarterback.
He's shorter than me. I'm not that tall of a guy.
No.
I'm not seeing over 6'5" Joe Alt. Like you're not. That ain't happening. I'm not saying
Absolutely
Carolina has Joe Alt. I'm saying, but you got big guys like that, 6'3" center.
Mm-hmm.
You got you're small, dude. And he's not. He's not athletic enough, in my opinion.
He's no Kyler.
He's not quick enough. Yeah,
Kyler's short, but he makes it work,
Like it shows how much of impressive a quarterback Kyler Murray is.
Ah, man, he's still underrated.
He really is, dude.
He's getting talked about now after that perfect game, but I mean, it's still not enough.
I agree. I completely agree. But yeah, dude, I think Bryce Young is man. The Carolina Panthers could pick C.J. Stroud. How? I think that's gonna haunt them forever. I think Bryce Young could go down as one of the biggest busts. And
I mean, that trade is gonna haunt them forever. That's one of the worst trades. We were just talking about worst trades in NFL history. The Deshaun trade, the Bryce Young trade ranks with that. It's up there.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, dude, you can't trust those Alabama quarterbacks, dude. They got too good of weapons.
It's true. Hey, do you think Milroe's gonna tear out in the NFL?
No.
No. Already calling it, huh?
I'm already calling it. Milroe is a Taysom Hill at best.
What if he puts up 300 yards? No, we'll say 400 total yards, passing and rushing, with at least 3 touchdowns and no picks up against Georgia this week. Does that shift your opinion?
Obviously, but that's not happening, dude. That's not happening. He's not doing that.
I don't think he is either. I do think Bam's gonna pull this one out. I'm sticking by that. But
I'm more excited to see Ryan Williams, Mr. Hollywood over here.
oh yeah, he's gonna be an NFL stud.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think Jalen Miller is that guy. I think he's athletic. You know what, dude? He could be like he'd be a sick backup.
I could see that.
He's a sick backup at best, dude. He's such an athlete, but he's not quarterbacky enough for me. No. But I don't know. I just don't see Jalen Miller as that guy. I didn't see him really as much as that guy last year either. I'm impressed with the jump he's made this season.
Yeah.
But he can let a naysayer know, because I'm a naysayer out here.
I think.
I hope he proves me wrong. I do, but no.
I think I see a lot of similarities with his game as to Jalen Hurts was at Oklahoma. I think he has the arm and the arm talent where he could be somewhat of a passer at the next level.
I just don't see it. See, Jalen Hurts was smart. Left Alabama. He went to the quarterback school in Oklahoma.
It's true. Oklahoma is
a lot. I'm gonna toot my own horn a little bit. When Jalen Hurts was drafted, I was really happy with that pick.
Yeah.
I was one of the few Eagles fans who were really happy with that pick. I was like, Carson is not a dual-threat quarterback anymore. It's a dual-threat quarterback NFL. That's what you need. And that's what they did with Jalen Hurts. And that's what Jalen Milroe could do.
Yeah.
But as much as I hate to say it, Jalen Hurts is declining a little bit.
He is.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's just going through some struggles with our coaches, which very well could be the truth.
Yeah.
But I think you captured lightning in a bottle the first couple seasons of Jalen Hurts. I don't think you captured that lightning in a bottle with Jalen Milroe.
Might be right. We'll see.
I am right. Never wrong. Never wrong.
Only time will tell.
Yes.
Other topic in the NFL this week, speaking of upsets. The Broncos and the Bucks.
Oh.
I mean, I think the Bucks just completely overlooked this week. Looking into next week against the Eagles, that's a big game. But
no, it's not. It's not a big game at all.
Look at this guy.
Not a big game at all.
I'll
just be the best team in the
NFL. I hope we beat the shit out of your Eagles.
Just be the best team in the NFL. It's not a big game at all. No slack. We actually made it harder on ourselves. We didn't take the points. We like to make it entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
We said, Saints put up 90-something points in the past 2 weeks. We'll hold them to 3 before the half. We'll keep them below 20.
Yeah, we're gonna get down to our own 15-yard line, and we're not gonna kick a field goal. We're
exactly.
Gonna run a basic run play on 4th and 1 as time's expiring.
Exactly.
We don't want points going into the half.
No, we don't, because we knew we were gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to make it entertaining for the America.
I'm very much starting to question Nick Sirianni.
Me too. Bill Belichick, you are now the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But yeah, no, Sirianni is pissing me off. Sirianni, I used to be a Sirianni lover, dude.
When you made it to the Super Bowl, I was all about him.
Dude.
I thought he was the guy.
But it does not seem like he is the guy to me right now. I think Jalen Hurts knows he's not the guy either.
Yeah. I wonder what's going to happen with Hurts.
Me too.
Because I think if Sirianni leaves, he could go back to that form where he almost won MVP.
I hope so, dude. Give him Bill Belichick. No, actually, I don't know if I want Bill Belichick, but I want a new head coach. I definitely do want a new head coach. The Bucks Eagles game. I will be there, boots on the ground, and I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into it with the Bucks fans. I'm gonna let them know. Let them know how real Philly fans cheer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's gonna be an interesting game. As much as I want to say we'll steamroll the Bucks, like I said, we'd steamroll the Falcons. I think it's gonna be close.
I agree.
But can I just say one thing to all my New York Giants fans out there? Thank you so much for Saquon Barkley. Oh my God, I love him. Look at this. I already got my Saquon jersey. He's played 3 games. Absolute stud. Saquon Barkley. Shout out Luda Falco. Shout out Giants, baby. Actually, it would be nice. We'll loan him back to you for next Thursday, so you can run all over the Cowboys. But yeah, dude, Saquon's the only reason we won that game against the Saints, and I have a feeling he'll be a big reason why we win the game against the Bucs. Bucs got a serious run defense, but they ain't stopping Saquon because we don't have to run the ball. I don't think Devontae's getting back in time.
Hey, you might be lucky with injuries on the Bucs side, too. Vita Vea, MCL injury, he might not be back.
He's not going to be back.
Antoine Winfield still recovering. He might not be back. Kalijah Chancey, he might not be back. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of injuries on the line for the Bucs.
Yeah. But, yeah, injury on the line for the Eagles, too, with Lane Johnson, which means I would prefer.
It's a big one.
I prefer them running the ball more. And also, Mekhi Becton got injured. Just finger, apparently, so hopefully he'll be back.
Yeah, tape it up. It'll be good.
Lane Johnson being out.
It's a big loss.
You're losing your weak side tackle. You need that guy.
You do.
So, don't want them passing the ball as much because I don't want Jalen getting hurt now, too. We got an injury bug. But
injury bugs going around the entire league right now.
The entire league.
Hate to see it.
But, yeah, no. Eagles-Bucs, I'm excited. I'll be there. Ray J Stadium. Will we see Baker bake? Actually, everyone, Derek Carr MVP, Derek Carr. Derek Carr silenced. Alvin Kamara got shut down. Derek Carr got shut down. CJ was out there talking smack. Reed Blankenship, white boy of the week over here. You saw him in the locker room with that chain on. He cold. He like, why is so many out here? Huh. He that guy. Reed Blankenship is that guy. Cooper DeJean will be following that footsteps, too, and he will be that guy. Quinion Mitchell is that guy. Should have had a pick, but had some sick plays to knock out the ball in the end zone a couple times. Stud. Absolute stud.
Yeah. Dallas Goedert. That guy.
Ooh, Dallas Goedert's that guy. Floating around the field, I heard Pat McAfee say today.
Mm-hmm.
Stud. Saved us. Saved Sirianni's job, unfortunately. But, yeah, it was a tough game, but we got to get done against the Saints. We made it a lot harder for ourselves. The Eagles have to beat themselves before they can beat the team. So I think that means we're 4-1. We have to beat ourselves, and we have to beat the other team. That's how I'm saying it. Best record in the NFL, Eagles are 4-1.
Every week, I'm saying it. Delusional Birds fan. Every single week.
They get 2 wins every week
fail.
because they beat themselves, and then they beat the other team. But, yeah. No, it's going to be a fun game against the Bucs. Either Baker could totally torch our secondary and throw for 350 yards, or he's getting clamped. I don't think there's any way in between. And either this is a awful game and I'm crying in the stands, or this is beautiful and I start a fight with some Bucs fans. Who knows? We don't know what will happen.
Never know.
Never know what's going to happen.
Could be a little mix. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either. But let's talk about something that's not going to be surprising this Thursday.
Oh.
NFC least battle over here.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's only one team in the NFC Beast, and that's the Birds. And there's a lot of teams in the NFC least, which is the Commanders, Giants, and Cowboys. It's 2 different divisions. We're done with them. The Giants versus the Cowgirls. I think pretty easily Vanilla Vic Danny Dimes is going to get it done against this weak Cowgirls defense.
Threw for 202 touchdowns last week. Win over the Browns.
Come on. Cowboys fans, get your hate in now, dude. Because you know what's going to happen. You almost came back against the Ravens, but you didn't.
No.
Dak was stat padding, as per usual. Mm-hmm. The only people who like Dak right now are the people who have him in fantasy.
That's true.
Cowboys fans don't like him.
I saw a very happy fantasy manager of Dak on TikTok today. He was cheesing.
Yeah, because
he admitted it too. He was like, it was a late game. I knew Dak still had me. They weren't gonna win, but he got my fantasy points.
Dak is the stat patter of all stat patters. He can't. Comparison. Dak is the Angel Reese of the NFL. Tell me I'm wrong.
It's not that far.
He's in the MVP.
Angel Reese is a different breed. Dak doesn't throw to himself to get completions.
He'd find a way if he could. If he needed to, he'd find a way. He would find a way. Dak is the Angel Reese of the NFL. I'm saying that right now.
Too far.
Nope.
Too far.
Completely valid player comparison right there. Don't completely understandable. But do you actually think the Giants could get it done against them? Thursday Night Football, we'll be watching.
We will.
We will be watching. Maybe a couple brewskis, a couple wings in our bodies, but we'll be watching.
B-Dubs. Sponsor us.
Who knows? Who knows where we'll be, actually? We're not at B-Dubs, you know. We could be elsewhere.
It's true.
We're not going to give them no free promo.
I do... same record. 1-2. But I do think the Cowboys have this one. It's a divisional matchup, so you never know. Giants won last week. Cowboys didn't. Makes sense to give the Giants a shot, but I just don't see... I think the Cowboys aren't going to slide this far. You can pick on the Giants pretty easily right now. I think CD gets going. I think Dak gets going with CD.
You know what? I'm gonna disagree. And I'm going to ride with these Giants. I'm going to thank them for giving us Saquon again. I really appreciate that. And that's why I'm picking you this week, Thursday Night Football. I think the Giants have an underrated defense.
They do. Oh, they have some studs on defense.
Yeah.
You got Brian Burns, Thibodeau.
Dude, they got one of the best defensive lines in the league. Sexy Dexy.
Sexy Dexy.
I'm doing the dance too.
Hit it.
Sexy Dexy. And they have one of the best young wide receivers in the league with Malik Neighbors.
Oh, man, he looks really good.
Odell Beckham regen, maybe? Possibly?
Maybe better.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm telling you. Stud. Animal. Out of LSU. Those LSU receivers all come out the same. And he's put up these numbers with Danny Dimes throwing the football.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they got a Tommy DeVito in there. What would Malik Neighbors turn into? You never know. I mean, just... I think you got a good Tommy DeVito in the game of day. Vanilla Vic, Danny Dimes having a hard time, you know.
Tommy Cutlets.
Tommy Cutlets gets in the game. There's a lot of things that can happen. But, you know, Danny Dimes is getting the job
done. You got
done.
another man on that sideline, too. Don't forget about my boy Drew Lock.
Drew Lock with a horse cock. Who that guy? Miss you. We love to see it. But, no, I am riding with the Giants. Like, actually, no joke. Like, all hates aside, I think the Cowboys are down to be exploited right now. I think a lot of teams are figuring out, too. You could run at Micah and you can get past them. The atrocious run defense that is the Cowboys. And I think you can set that up for the big pass to Malik Neighbors. And the Giants will sneak it. It's going to be a close game for sure. But the Giants smash and grab. Smash and grab.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? What do I mean by that? You dirty mind man. We're not on Nighthawk right now. We are not Ocho and We talk about sports and strictly sports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
How's he that smart? Don't play.
All right, well, this is a good segue. Let's talk about some players podcasting. How do you feel about that?
You know,
these goddamn sports players coming in here to steal my job.
Yeah, I'm saying, get out of my industry.
Who you think you come in here to steal my job? You guys ain't got all this money in the NFL and you coming here taking my job? Taking my damn job. Not mad about it.
Nah.
I enjoy it.
Me too. I really like it. I think there's always going to be people who are hating on it. You know, it happens.
Yeah.
But just to get their perspective and to hear it from so many of these players now openly, I mean, you got Pat McAfee.
Yeah,
that's my favorite show right now.
Yeah, dude, it's
McAfee show.
Entertaining. I mean, it's not like Pat has the craziest insight because he was a kicker.
Right.
But, dude, he's an entertaining. I would hate to just see him be known as a kicker who was entertaining to watch on the field. I want to see him off the field, dude.
Exactly. And it almost feels like that show is like the hub for it, too, because they have so many people come on and just, like, current and retired.
Yeah. Hey, Pat McAfee, have us on, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would love to be on your show, Pat.
Well, then there's more interesting. I've seen when I'm around St. Brown now with Richard Sherman. I saw we're speaking together the other day. Obviously, the Kelsey boys having their podcast, and even though how much I think of a cornball Travis Kelsey is.
Draymond Green's another big one. He's been doing it for some time now.
Yeah. Not just the NFL. We got NBL too. They all got podcasts.
One of my favorite ones though. Not a huge player or anything. Jeff Teague.
This
man
is
tells
good,
the best
dude.
stories.
I do.
Like,
the
his
Jeff Teague
storytelling
stories
is-
are awesome.
Oh man, I love it.
Unmatched, dude.
He really is.
Unmatched. And we got the Knicks boys on their podcast, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They got some-
Yeah,
they
can't
have some-
forget about the next boys.
they
The
have-
Nova boys.
The Nova boys be having some fun, yeah, because they're Nova
do.
boys, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Brunson was in Philly last week. I'm just letting all you New York fans know that. We got Saquon and we're going to get Jalen. You're in-
Delusional Sixers fan too.
No, I'm not.
Delusion never stops.
No. The Sixers suck.
There it is.
They've crushed my hopes and dreams since I was a young lad, so it's not important. But, yeah. No, dude, player podcasting is where it's at. I love to see the retired pros in there, too.
Yep.
Unk and Ojo. You can't beat them.
No.
Those two are entertainment every week. That's why Unk's
Really are.
everywhere right now. Everywhere that man Shannon Sharp is.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he's all over the place. You can't
Yeah.
stop him. You never know. Do you remember the little snippet we had of Unk, Ocho, and Dion?
Yeah.
Had that like a year and a half ago.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Those three were having some fun, dude.
They were.
Locker room talk to the top level over there. They were getting into it. They got the pearly whites every time Unk said one word. Ocho was out there cheesing. But yeah, dude, players. I think it's important. I really underrated podcast too. I love Chris Long's podcast. Still an avid Eagles fan, which I love to see. But Chris Long, he really gets into the insights of the game, and it's awesome to get the true inside baseball of the sport you're watching.
Yeah.
And some of these boys need to make money now. They cash these big checks when they're in the league, and then we all can't be Tom Brady with a $500 million Fox Sports contract to do nothing.
He's still struggling.
He really is. Dude.
See that clip of the Lamar touchdown?
No, I didn't.
He waits like 10 seconds. Lamar's really fast.
As a man who grew up watching Tom Brady and you've watched in the booth so far, can you give me your best Tom Brady in the booth impersonation right now, Cam?
Just that Lamar clip again? We'll go, yeah. Lamar's really fast.
Dude, I think Tom Brady might be in the studio right now. Dude, we got another one I saw a clip of here. Tom Brady missing the fist pump.
I
Me
did
too.
see that.
And then he had to go back and dude, they're making one of the best quarterbacks all the time look like a clown.
They are. It's a real shame. Should have trained him first.
I mean, you thought I think he got hurt, dude, after that roast. They were all talking about his sweet baby girl, and he can't handle the camera anymore.
Man.
He got hurt,
guy.
dude. They got rocked.
He was loving the spotlight before that.
No, he's not. He don't love the spotlight no more. He did not love the spotlight no more. But you know who does love the spotlight? Switching sports now. Shohei Ohtani. 50-50 season.
52 season now.
He could go for 60-60. You never know, dude.
He's catching up to Judge on those homers.
There's only a couple games left in the season, but if it's anyone who's going to do it, it's going to be Ohtani. I think I'm going to say, dude, first full-time DH to win MVP.
Yeah.
I don't think you can argue.
No, not
Anyone
anymore.
who's trying to argue Francisco Lindor is a delusional Mets fan. There's a lot of those delusional Mets fans
There
in this
are.
world. But, dude, we're missing greatness over here.
We are.
Really, it is so entertaining to watch. I mean, what was that one game, dude? We hit 3 homers with like 9 RBIs, and he got the 50-50.
Yeah.
Against the Marlins.
Oh, that was stupid.
Oh,
I don't, like, no one's had that stat line.
dude.
I mean, they have, but
Like, I
It's
get it.
just
I
unheard
get it.
of.
He had positional players pitching him, but he's still hitting nukes after a 60-mile-an-hour throw. He's hitting bombs.
53 home runs, 55 stolen bases. And the crazy part is, he's not leading the league in stolen bases. Ellie has 65.
Well, yeah, Ellie's a speed demon, dude. Ellie's an absolute
What's
freak.
the stolen base record?
Well, it's Ricky Henderson has it, right?
I think so.
It's got to be. It's gotta
D.
be.
Gordon was up there, wasn't he?
Yeah, but it's got to be Ricky Henderson, dude. He's got to have it. If he don't, I'm throwing a riot.
Hugh Nickel?
This is from like 1840.
138. Post 1990.
Who is it? Who has it?
Oh, no. 1887. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah. Modern era, Cam. Those guys back there, man, I'm throwing 45 miles an hour.
Early up to the mound.
I'm the strongest arm on the mound ever. 45 miles an hour. I had my coach.
Ricky Henderson had 130 in 1982.
Yes. Ricky, I knew it was Ricky Henderson. Don't test my ball knowledge. We're not taking some man from 1896 with a fastball of 48 miles an hour. Sipping
fastest man on earth, they say.
Sipping Coca-Cola on the sidelines and eating some Coney Island dogs. No, those boys do not count no more. But yeah, dude, we're witnessing absolute history with Ohtani.
Absolutely.
Who knew he was slick like that? Like,
I didn't.
I did not know Ohtani could move like that and steal 56 bags.
Absolutely not. I guess when you're not pitching, you got to do something.
Yeah.
In his mind, maybe.
Oh, my God, dude. He's going to come back and he's going to pitch, too.
I want to see stolen bases. All right, the most he's had in a year before this was in 2021. He stole 26 bags.
Did dude just get bored and be like...
he did.
He's like, I can steal bags, dude. He's like, He's like, whatever.
Right.
He's like, I'll be a guaranteed run every time I get on base.
More than doubled that this year.
It's insane. Insanity. He said, I'm going to be the first DH to win MVP. What can I do? I mean, I can hit 60 homers, but I can also steal 50 bags.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he's insane. I can't. But it's all right because the Phillies are still going to be the Dodgers in the playoffs, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, dude. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that tomfoolery and whimsical fun of the Philadelphia Phillies is going to dismantle that $1 billion Dodgers team.
I love tomfoolery, but the Dodgers?
Dodgers ain't dodging. It's tomfoolery, dude.
I don't know about that one.
Come on, dude.
The Dodgers, I don't know if anyone's keeping up with them this year.
They're not the best team in the NL. That's the Philadelphia Phillies.
Debatable.
It's not debatable.
Very debatable.
Who's the top of the NL?
Who's got the better record?
Doesn't matter, dude. The Phillies could have 85 wins and still beat the Dodgers in the playoffs.
The Phils do turn up for playoffs. I'll give you that.
Red October is the best atmosphere in MLB. 100%.
We'll see.
Everyone knows that.
I wouldn't be surprised either way. If it's not one of those two teams, like if the Mets somehow pull out of the NL,
it's not gonna be the Mets.
I'd be surprised.
If it's not the Mets, it's gonna be the Pod. If it's not gonna be the Phillies or the Dodgers, it's gonna be the Padres.
Maybe the Brewers.
I can see the Brewers.
But realistically, it's the Phillies or the Dodgers.
Realistically, it's the Phillies. Realistically. Yeah, it's gonna happen. There's just a good team right there. They just have the power of friendship. The power of friendship always wins, Cam. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. That's why the Knicks have done good so far. Power of friendship.
Power of friendship.
Yeah. And it's going to get them a win, dude. The power of friendship and the ability to hit bombs, dude. Kyle Schwarber's batting over 200.
Schwarbombs. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Schwarbombs. I miss Schwarbombs on the Sox. But someone won't spend money.
Ooh, we love the Fenway Sports Group.
We
do. They're keeping Liverpool in check in the Premier League for me, and they are keeping the Sox in check in the MLB for me. It's great, dude.
We're the Boston Red Sox. Notorious for having one of the highest payrolls in baseball. And we won't spend money.
Cam, the Glazers are right over there. You should go ask them to buy your team. They're not too far down Davis Island.
Mm.
They own the rivals of Liverpool in Manchester United. Have them go buy the Red Sox. Tell them to expand their portfolio.
I think anyone could buy the Red Sox and spend more money than Fenway Sports Group has.
Yeah, dude, Fenway Sports Groups, they're cheap, dude. They're cheap. They needed LeBron to come in and purchase half of Liverpool to get everything going.
Braun owning a Boston team just doesn't sit right still.
Love to see it. But
Lay sunshine.
Spooky bear. I can't wait. Back to the Players podcasting. I can't wait to in 40 years, 30 years, 20 years even, when I'm an old dad sitting in my armchair, cracking a couple beers on Monday Night Football, and my son tries to talk to me about basketball. And I'd be like, son, the game's on.
God.
Why are you talking to me about basketball now? And he'd be like, Dad, do you see these highlights of LeBron James? Some people say the greatest basketball player of all time. I'd be like, yeah, greatest basketball player of all time, son. Why are you bringing this up? He ain't the greatest basketball player of all time. We're done with the 2010s. He played podcasters and Twitch streamers. I'm smacking my son in the face.
All right. We're on the YouTube here.
Domestic violence charge will be caught. You will not speak about my Lapuki Bear about that. You did not win his greatness. That is LeBron James. I understand how. I'm going to understand how the old heads feel where they're like, Michael Jordan. No,
Michael Jordan played plumbers. No.
No, he didn't. He didn't play plumbers, but he didn't play as LeBron James did. He didn't play like LeBron James. I will die on that hill. Die on that hill.
MJ is the GOAT.
Cam, we're not getting into this right now.
That's right.
We're not, because it's just wrong. You're just wrong.
It's true.
You don't
want to argue it.
I do want to argue it.
You don't.
This podcast is ending. This is gonna transfer over to the Patreon where we can say words we're not allowed to say on the YouTube.
All right. Say less.
All right. But yeah, that's just been episode 4 of Dorm Radio Sports. First with video in the studio.
Yeah.
And the first on YouTube in the studio.
Check it.
Patreon got to see it first. Patreon.com/Dorm Radio Sports.
Go check it out.
Go check it out. I got the first episode in the studio. Pretty good one. You know, you could learn that Cam got beat up by his girlfriend, and you could hear some of his hilarious jokes. All right, this has been your episode of Dorm Radio Sports. Have a good one.